Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and no, I'm afraid I did not do the bosses for the Challenge of the Elders, but that's because I was passing my Mastery Rank 9 test. Yes, my god, that thing was not easy, but I did it. I am now Mastery Rank 9. Sorry, bringing in the Warframe stuff into Destiny, but boy, was that one hard. So, Mastery Rank 9 influenced the other, that's why. Anyway, this week in the world of Destiny 1, it is stuff. Lots of stuff. Anyway, we got Zone Control 4 of the Weekly Crucible, Treasure of Ages box, Legendary Marks, plus 10. I like Zone Control because it's more than just running around and shooting at each other. I like Zone Control, I will admit. That's one of the... I wish they would, change things around in Iron Banner, but I like Zone Control. But it's hard to get into Crucible in Destiny 1, though I'm hearing more people are playing Destiny 1. It's a tactical exercise in reinforcing and defending acquired territory. Should the Vanguard ever decide to expand past the walls of the city, the Guardians will be ready. Honestly, though, I don't see it as a training thing. The thing is, Zone Control, if you wanted to really make it into a training thing, you would, have different territories. You'd have a bigger map. You'd have, a couple buildings that you need to protect to get... I don't know. Anyway, that's me going off on tangents, which is that thing I do. Still trying to figure out about Corpus and Grineer. And I just had a really interesting thought about the Grineer. Anyway, that aside. Weekly story playlist. We've got Mars and Venus. Fun stories. I like this. I miss this in Destiny 2. Playing old story missions. Mars and Venus. All that stuff that took place on Mars and Venus. Yeah. This is the best way to farm legendary marks. If you need legendary marks, just do story playlists. You could do 5 of them. You could get between 20 and 35 legendary marks. I like to remind people because I personally forget no more than 200 legendary marks. It's a reminder not just for you. It is a reminder for me to remind myself to go spend some of my legendary... Excuse me. Just to go spend some of my legendary marks because I'm going to be getting more. It would be nice. Bungie, hint, hint. Raise it to 500. I mean, you probably can easily do that. Raise it to 1,000. Now that you're, make it a little easier for us Destiny 1 players. I know there's a lot of people out there who play Destiny, right? So, heroic. The mods are heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. This is going to be the norm every week. You're going to get it. I mean, that's why it's called the heroic mission story playlist or whatever, but heroic is in it. Then you got Berserk. Minions of Darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. You'd be surprised just how much of a difference that makes. I did not really take it seriously until I was fighting Cabal, and you then realize just how much you take for granted the fact that enemies flinch. I know with, for example, auto rifles, sometimes I'll use an auto rifle because I know even if the first few shots don't take them down, at least you can rely on the first few shots to, cause them to flinch so they can't keep attacking you. So sometimes I use an auto rifle knowing that it'll delay, it'll give me more time. Then you have Specialist. Special weapon damage is favored. This is Destiny 2, this is Destiny the first, remember, so Specialists are limited to fusion rifles, sidearms, sniper rifles, and shotguns. It's not like Destiny 2. Anyway, so that has more damage, whereas everything else will do less damage. That's my understanding. I heard someone tell me this on YouTube a couple years ago. When a certain type of weapon type is favored, the other two are not favored. So they're not going to do nearly as much damage, but Specialist is. I'm actually starting to get into, at least in Destiny 1, fusion rifles. Yeah, I'm unlocking this one. Yeah, remember also in Destiny 1, you have to unlock. It's not like Destiny 2 where the moment you pick up a gun, all the perks are unlocked. You got to use it. You could also use Motes of Light to unlock these. But yeah, same with your abilities. If you recall, this had to be unlocked. So yeah, Destiny was a lot harder than Destiny 2. Took a lot more work. So that's the weekly story playlist. Then we got the Siva Crisis Heroic Strikes. Yeah, I want to play a couple of these this week. I miss Destiny 1 strikes. Destiny 1 strikes were better. There are a couple of Destiny 2 strikes I hate. Starting with that that tech wizard that gets taken. That one is horrible. Anyway, the mods are heroic, of course. Enemies appear in greater numbers. Enemies called Siva Crisis Heroic. You got solar burn. Solar damage from any source is greatly increased. Keep that in mind. So enemies with solar damage will also do more damage. Then you have Berserk. Minions of the Darkness won't flinch after massive damage. And finally, small arms. Primary weapon damage is favored, which is awesome because if you have something like, oh, I don't have it with me, the adept weapons from the raids, there are solar damage ones. So you will, if you use a primary exotic raid adept weapon with solar damage, you will get the perk of primary damage being favored and solar damage being favored. That thing will melt. So maybe I'll do some strikes this week and use that, and maybe I'll stream it. I'll see what I'll do. Then we got the weekly Nightfall Strike. The weekly Nightfall Strike is the Undying Mind, which is on, I believe it's on Venus. Not that one. I think the Echo Chamber was the PlayStation exclusive. Wait, where was it? Yeah, I think it's this one. No. It said it was the Undying Mind. Wasn't it on Venus? My controller keeps disconnecting. I don't know why. Here it is. Sorry. No, it's on Mars. The Undying Mind is on Mars. For some reason, I thought it would be on Venus because by default, when I think Vex, I think Venus, but it's on Mars. There are Vex on Mars, right? Yeah, there are. That's where I use them for the weapon tests. Anyway, the Undying Mind is not the PlayStation exclusive one. It is. There's a spot you can cheese it if it's the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, you have Vanguard Nightfall, epic, so that's heroic on steroids, heavily shielded and highly aggressive. Enemies appear in greater numbers. So they're not just more enemies, they're pissed off enemies. What did you do to piss them off? Then you got special weapon damage is favored. Juggler. Juggler can be both a pain in the butt and something great. So the advantage about Juggler is if you're using your primary weapon, you won't get primary ammo, but you'll get special ammo or heavy ammo. So I've noticed when Juggler's in effect, the problem is I'm someone who favors my primary weapon, but I've noticed you get more heavy weapon drops with Juggler. So I hate the fact that you have to keep switching your weapons around, especially as someone who tends to favor using my primary. I love hand cannons at this point. But you do get more heavy ammo. So Juggler, grounded players take more damage while airborne, which as a hunter, that's a pain in the butt. And finally, Chaff. Radar is disabled. That one really, the reason I like Chaff is because it's such a weak disadvantage, and it takes the spot of something else. So if we didn't have Chaff, it could have been something like Exposure. So instead of Exposure, we have Chaff. I would choose Chaff over Exposure any day. Anyway, wow, this is getting longer than usual. I gotta head out soon. Anyway, that's the weekly Nightfall. Nightfall is fun. I like Nightfall. You get little sparklies over your head. Then we got Challenge of the Elders, which, like I said, I did not do because I was beating my Mastery Rank 9. So I am now Mastery Rank 9. Thank God. I hope I never have to do that again. I cannot wait until cross save comes and I can log into my Xbox account on my Switch and not have to worry about that horrible test again. Banshee and Redeemer helped. Anyway, Challenge of the Elders, though, I don't know any of the bosses. At least this week I'm not blaming Buster, though. She would not wake up either. Super kill bonus, which sucks for a hunter if you're going Golden Gun. I'm going to go with, Blade Dancer or Night Stalker if you're going to go with super kill bonus, but yeah, I've never tried it with Night Stalker. That might be something to try and see if how well the super kill bonus will work with a Night Stalker. Then you got grounded. Players take more damage while airborne. And then, of course, you have solar burn. So you want to use solar as a hunter, but then this might be great with a Titan using the solar hammer attack, because that might be interesting to try. I do have a Titan. I will pull my Titan out of the closet and maybe give it a go. but I feel like I'm cheating when I go with my Titan because the Hunter is always so much harder. So I feel like I'm going the easy route when I use my Titan to solo stuff or my Warlock, because I know in Destiny 1, the Hunters have the reputation of being way more squishy, and we are more squishy in Destiny 1. I remember when Destiny 2 dropped and everyone was like, yeah, I'm going to play a Hunter now. I'm going to main as a Hunter. It's like, yeah, you're maining as a Hunter now. You didn't go through the challenges of being an original D1 Hunter. So yeah, I'm old school Hunter. Old school Hunter. Original OP Hunter. Anyway, that's Challenge of the Elders. I wish I could tell you the bosses. Maybe I'll try and solo it later today or tomorrow and give you an idea on the bosses. But I really wanted to get that Mastery Rank test over with and done with. And now I can relax knowing Mastery Rank 9 has been achieved. Though I think the Lotus should have given me a nicer present for that. That was not easy. A couple million credits, Lotus, would have been nice, but I had to forge Banshee. I had to get the Redeemer, which the Redeemer is made out of 2 weapons. So I had to get 2 weapons, combine them, and then get the Redeemer. And I had to get Banshee. And I didn't have parts of it researched in my lab. So yeah, that was a lot of work, Lotus honey. A little bit more. Anyway, that aside. Weekly featured raid is Vostok and Axis. That would mean it is Vault of Glass. Original OG Vault of Glass. Let me know if you want to do Vault of Glass in Destiny 1, because I would love to get No Time to Explain on Xbox. I have it on PlayStation. Don't want to be carried through the Vault of Glass. Want to do Vault of Glass. Want to get those adept weapons. So let me know if you want to play some Destiny 1. We could do Vault of Glass. You need a mic and a headset. There's no way you could do a raid without a mic. You have to have a mic. I had a team invite me to do the Wrath of the Machine, and I think 1 or 2 people had the mic, and they weren't paying attention to what was being said either, and it was 4 people doing Wrath of the Machine on like the highest difficulty, 4 people, and totally uncoordinated because nearly everyone didn't have a mic, so you need more than 1 person on mics. We need to coordinate, so you can't just like jump into it random. Anyway, that's the weekly reset. I gotta hurry and get to work. It's been fun. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And yes, like I said, I made it to Mastery Rank 9. Yes, Mastery Rank 9. Thank God.